Here's what Romney said. Pressed for one specific example of one of the loopholes he would cut. Romney said, well, the specifics are these, which is those principles I described are the heart of my policy.
Oops, that would not be specifics, my friend.
The specifics are these, which is those principles I described are the heart of my policy. Motherfucker, that's not even English.
Yeah, you know what that is? That's Palinism.
That's totally Palinism. Anyway, here's this is clip 4. This is Romney's full response to that question from David Gregory.
Where are the specifics of how you get to this math? Isn't that an issue?
Well, the specifics are these, which is those principles I described are the heart of my policy, and I've indicated as well that contrary to what the Democrats are saying, I'm not going to increase the tax burden on middle-income families. It would absolutely be wrong to do that. But, you know, I've had the experience of being a governor. I've demonstrated that I have the capacity to balance budgets. I balanced them 4 years in a row in Massachusetts, and we cut the taxes 19 times in Massachusetts.
Give me an example of a loophole that you will close?
Well, I can tell you that people at the high end, high-income taxpayers are going to have fewer deductions and exemptions. Those numbers are going to come down. Otherwise, they'd get a tax break.
But which ones?
I mean, it's good. Yeah, it's good. I mean, that was a good job by David Gregory, because that's exactly how you want to ask that. And I think Romney looks ridiculous with the specifics or those, which principles I described at the heart of my policy. I think I nailed it.
Yeah. In other words, there's no way I'm going to answer that. I'm going to pretend that I would get it from the rich and not the middle class, when in reality, his plan calls for gigantic trillions of dollars worth of tax cuts for the rich.
Center for Tax Policy, which is nonpartisan, everybody acknowledges. Mitt Romney acknowledged it was nonpartisan when he needed to criticize Rick Perry during the Republican primary process. They say, look, we've done everything in his favor. Like we've closed every conceivable loophole, and you're still left with a $500 average per family increase at the bare minimum.
For the middle class,
for
every millionaire, you get an $87,000 tax break per million.
Right, and again, nonpartisan study. It's interesting because David Gregory does a nice job pressing Romney there. George Stephanopoulos, this is clip 5, does a nice job pressing Paul Ryan, who was on Stephanopoulos' Sunday show on ABC.
How do you make the math work without eliminating the big deductions that middle-class families rely on?
Well, first of all, those claims have been pretty discredited. There have been 5 different studies that show that this plan works. So the analysis you're citing wasn't even an analysis of the Romney plan. But here's the point I'm trying to make here, George. We think the secret to economic growth is lower tax rates for families and successful small businesses by plugging loopholes. Now, the question is not necessarily what loopholes go, but who gets them.
Yeah, no, the question was which loopholes go.
Yeah, and you didn't answer that one.
So let's let him try harder to answer when pressed again by Stephanopoulos.
Many say it's difficult to accept your word if you're not going to specify which tax loopholes you're willing to close. Don't voters have a right to know which loopholes you're going to go after?
So Mitt Romney and I, based on our experience, think the best way to do this is to show the framework, show the outlines of these plans, and then to work with Congress to do this. That's how you get things done. The other thing,
Isn't
George,
that a secret plan?
We don't want to. No. What we don't want is a secret plan. What we don't want to do is cut some backroom deal like Obamacare and then hatch it to the country.
Then why not specify the loopholes
out in the
now?
open.
Why not say right now?
Because we want to do
this.
this. We want to have this, George, because we want to have this debate in the public. We want to have this debate with Congress. And we want to do this with the consent of the elected representatives of the people and figure out what loopholes should stay or go and who should or should not get them.
No. Politicians are awesome in their double talk. We want this in the public. That is why we cannot share with the public. And I can guarantee you that this is not a secret plan. That's why we have to keep it secret.
I mean, but sometimes they're good at it, and then sometimes there's just an embarrassment at it. Yeah, so...
And is it just me, or does he look more and more like Eddie Munster every day?
He does. He's still... I can't get past Andrew Siciliano from DirecTV NFL Sunday Ticket.
Oh, but to be fair to Paul Ryan, shaved the ears by 50%.
You mean that Andrew Siciliano? Yeah, Andrew Siciliano's ears represent Obama, are with Obama.
Yeah.
But the rest of his whole face looks just like Paul Ryan. Andrew Siciliano really involved in this presidential election.
Obama's ears and Paul Ryan's face.
Yeah, totally. So anyway, I think it's significant that Gregory and Stephanopoulos are, again, they've leapt on that because this is This is particularly lame doublespeak, double talk from both Ryan and Romney, and it's ineffective and it doesn't work.
Yeah, that's so funny. No. Of course I cannot tell you what the loopholes we're going to close are because I don't like secrecy. Wait, what?
The specifics are these, which is those principles I described are the heart of my policy.
All you got to do is add some ings in there
Yeah,
for it to be full Palin speak. The taxing policies that I have been implementing and have not yet implemented are those that are the specific ones of the goaling that I have set out as goals.